Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now getting closer to the middle of September, and as we get closer to the final weeks of this month, with of course other Star Wars shows out there like Star Wars Andor, and of course we have Tales of the Jedi debuting this October, with the Bad Batch Season 2 unfortunately delayed until January of next year. It's going to be coming out, I believe it's on January 4th, so it's really not all that far away to really, come to realize that. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of Star Wars fans have been very on edge about is, of course, the projects that Kathleen Kennedy has control over to a certain extent. Now, we already know that she has a large hand in the Acolyte series, a total of 4 episodes she has full creative power over. She used to have power over all the episodes until Favreau and Lucas were able to call the shots. However, she also has all the power in the world over Skeleton Crew, and also played a role in Star Wars Andor. Anything beyond that is all going to be something, of course, primarily done by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and other creators coming on board as well to help them. So that brings us to where we are today. Now, we obviously know that Star Wars Andor is going to be a 2-season Star Wars TV show. Basically, Tony Gilroy confirmed that he wanted to max it out at only being 24 episodes, because it takes place so close to Rogue One, a Star Wars story. You don't want to make the story too long. I remember initially they wanted to make it 3 seasons, and we'll get into that a little bit later as to why, and that was eventually cut down to 2. Now that brings us to Kathleen Kennedy and exactly what has actually happened in the last couple of weeks, and where it actually led Lucasfilm currently. Now, with many new Star Wars TV shows about to be announced at Celebration next year, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been getting ready to develop The Mandalorian Season 4 that is set to bring a return for Luke Skywalker. Now, it's noted, however, that Kathleen Kennedy behind the scenes recently got into more trouble from Disney executives after she had created more setbacks with the Acolyte TV series by creating more changes to the 4 episodes that she is currently writing right now, of course, with Leslie Headland, and is described that recently Disney executives fired Kathleen Kennedy as a producer from one of the Star Wars TV shows that she was initially attached to. Now, this was set to be the 2nd season of Andor that Kathleen Kennedy was going to have a hand in, and also contributed to the 1st season, which is leaving some fans skeptical about the show. Now, given that Andor was in production before Kathy Kennedy lost creative power, she still had some control over the series. However, as of late, Kennedy has lost complete power over the 2nd season and was fired as a producer from the show. The plan as of now by the executives is to bring in Jon Favreau to produce the 2nd season. However, this is something that's being negotiated, as Favreau is very busy with his other Star Wars shows as of this moment. So, before I get to the next very important piece here, we obviously know that Jon Favreau is a very important guy in Star Wars right now. He is the guy that is the showrunner of The Mandalorian. He is really bringing all these new characters, mixing in together with the legends and some of the familiar faces also from the OT that are really going to play a big role in the Mandoverse. We got Dave Filoni working on the Acolyte series, or should I say the Ahsoka series, and in the Ahsoka series, even Jon Favreau said yesterday at D23 that the lightsaber duels are amazing. So he's really building up the hype for that show. I believe that Ahsoka is going to be more anticipated than Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's going to be better than Obi-Wan Kenobi. For several reasons, we talked about this. It's going to be heavily in tune with the Jedi lore, the Force. I mean, this is the real deal this time around when it comes to a Star Wars show that you have been looking for that is surrounded in that realm. You know, Jedi temples, Sith temples, the Force. I mean, it's going to be all about that. And Dave Filoni is a fanatic over that. Now, that brings us to Kathleen Kennedy here. Now, she was supposed to be involved as a producer for Andor Season 2. No longer is that a thing after she got fired from this one Star Wars show. This one Star Wars show she was fired from as a producer, And of course, she still had a role in Andor Season 1. Now, nothing near as close to the amount of creative control that she had over Acolyte, Skeleton Crew, and Kenobi, and even Boba Fett. You know, this is the one show that she had probably the least amount of involvement in, but she still played a role, which is enough to leave me a little bit skeptical, and why I'm a little on edge about the show. Alright, so far, I mean, the show looks pretty okay. I wouldn't say that it's really anywhere near the hype level of what Kenobi was set to offer in the marketing, or what the Mandalorian has to offer, or even Ahsoka. You know, because, let's face it, at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that those shows have to offer when it comes to, you know, the mythology, which is the other side of Star Wars that I prefer. Now, that brings us to exactly what's going on with Kathleen Kennedy and, of course, Jon Favreau. Let's get to the next thing here. So, in the beginning, Kathleen wanted to push Andor to have 3 seasons right off the bat, but, of course, since she was let go not so long ago, they decided to move the series down to only having 2 seasons to tell the full story to the fans. With Kathleen Kennedy now out as a producer for Andor Season 2, with potential for Jon Favreau to take over, Disney is said to have a backup plan if Jon cannot fit himself into such a big production like Andor. Executives are also currently looking into some top-grade producers to join the Star Wars franchise in order to steer Season 2 in a better path than what Kathleen Kennedy wanted to do for the show. Now, Andor Season 1 is still said to have some Kathleen Kennedy input, however not near as much as Kenobi did, and is one of the last projects that Kathy had a big hand in creatively speaking. A lot of you may be saying to yourselves, well, if Kathleen Kennedy lost creative power, why in the world does she have control over Andor Season 1? Well, let's be very specific about that. She lost creative power in early 2020, of course, when Bob Chapek was taking over Bob Iger. Andor was in production since 2019. Alright, this is when a lot of the Star Wars shows are being announced and the plans for Star Wars arriving on television. We're talking about all the way back in 2019, Andor was in development. Very early development, but it was in development. And since it was all the way back then, before Kathleen Kennedy lost power, she had control over the series, and she wanted it to be 3 seasons long. So basically, instead of just 24 episodes, she wanted to make it into 36 episodes, which, to be honest, I will be very respectful, but Andor, I think that 36 episodes right off the bat is very unfair to other shows out there like Kenobi and Ahsoka that were treated as limited series in the beginning that are now in the talks to become multi-season shows. So overall, guys, you know, I think that what's happening right now is that you're seeing this shift between Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy, and you're seeing Kathleen Kennedy lose more and more power, this time as a producer from Andor Season 2. She has absolutely no power now over the second season, so if this show turns out to be bad, it's possible, just possible, that Season 2 could be a massive improvement. They're treating this show as like a 2-parter, so basically you have Part 1, which is 12 episodes, and then you have the second one, which is another 12. So that, to me, I think is going to be a big deal. It's going to show the fans that they are really trying to turn things around. So anyways, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.